more framework today, and that's what framework looks like. I came back and got the underside of each of the cross braces and the beams, so that was I saved the worst for last. Laid down on that board and just shimmied my way back and forth, getting all the rust. Ironically, the bottom of these had less rust than, say, the surface or the sides, so it wasn't a hard job. But when I got to the steps, I found some more unfortunate news. So this was the left side where the retractable step was welded. Cut that bead off. It's over there. I'll show you in a second. And then this was the brace that was on this side. And obviously you can see that it was rusted. Honestly, that wouldn't bother me so much if it were just a normal, down here, because it's right at the edge. The rest of it is really solid. I don't have a problem with it. What the problem I have is right behind where it was welded is another hole. And you probably can't see, but you can see through it there. So there's a small hole, a little bit larger, and then of course a proper hole. We weren't expecting that. We found some up front, we found several out back, in the back, and of course we're going to just replace that. But this is a pretty critical part of the structure. So I'm going to have to ask my brother-in-law what he thinks. Obviously, we're going to have to either put a support piece of angle iron like they did originally on these bins across and around all this, if that's what he thinks will work. Maybe we end up replacing this and patching it with another part of beam. I don't know. I'm not a welder. But that's why it's good to have a couple in the family. So now the frame is clean. I'm going to come through tomorrow, wipe everything down, and put some rust inhibitor on everything. Except for the areas, of course, we're probably going to have to come back and weld. That way I can prevent any future. So you can see here, it's been sitting for about 2 weeks. That used to look like this, but just sitting. And we've had, I think, 1 day of rain, maybe, in 2 weeks. Got a little surface rust, so I'll knock that off before tomorrow. But anyway, I'm going to put rust inhibitor on the entire frame, and we will find out then exactly how much welding we're going to have. And that's the next step, because obviously we can't move forward with the subfloor or anything until the frame is ready. In fact, we're going to replace the axle also, but we got to get the frame straight. So I may tackle that in the meantime while we're waiting on the welding. I may just remove the axle, and we're not keeping it, so no point in having it there. Anyway, that's the update. We took about 2 weeks off, and I was back at it today and tomorrow, but making progress. Well, grind your dirt. It's this part of the job is certainly not the most fun. It's the dirtiest part, but it's got to be done.